Everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. This powerful statement was mentioned by Robert Kiyosaki in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It illustrates a harsh truth about this world. So many of us want to live the sweet life, but most of us are not willing to do what is necessary to get there. As of 2022, out of 7 billion people, approximately 56.1 are willing to do what it takes to get to the sweet side. This is including millionaires who were born into wealth. If you look at the bigger picture, less than half of the population have adopted the habits that make them rich. Would you like to join them? If so, stick around to find out which habits are guaranteed to make you wealthy. Number 1. They don't snooze their alarm. As embarrassing as it is to admit, I am guilty as charged. Sometimes, I snooze my alarm 2 or 3 times before finally getting out of bed. While this may seem like a harmless habit, it can have a huge impact on your financial status. According to studies, the rich rarely snooze their alarms in the morning. They go to bed early, get good quality sleep, and wake up as soon as their alarm goes off. You should adopt this habit if you're someone who stays up late watching Netflix, only to snooze your alarm and be groggy in the morning. Number 2. They make their debts work for them. Instead of fearing debt and avoiding it, the rich take their time to learn about it and use it to their advantage. They know that there are 2 kinds of debt: productive debt and destructive debt. Productive debt is used to finance a business or an investment that is moderately risky. This kind of debt acts as an asset. Destructive debt is exactly what it sounds like. It destroys your finances. It's usually used to finance luxury purchases such as new cars or homes. There is no productive value in using this kind of debt. The rich thinks that if they can take out a loan of $200 to finance a business that will make a turnover of $500 and pay them $200 monthly, why not take on that debt? This is a concrete example of productive debt. Don't go into debt to buy things that will lose value over time, like the latest iPhone model or a Gucci bag. Either stay away from it completely or use it in a way which is financially rewarding. Number 3. They read. If you walk past first or business class on an airplane, you'll see almost everyone with their nose in a book. They'll either be reading during the whole flight or just for a few hours. Either way, the rich know that knowledge is power. Even if they are reading a fictional story, they'll find all sorts of life lessons to extract from that book. Aside from books, the rich also read newspapers, business, and finance magazines so that they can stay up to date with the current news. Aside from world affairs, the rich also take time to learn things that many overlook. For example, it's uncommon to meet a wealthy person who can perform first aid or who knows how to sew on a button. Knowing these skills may come in handy one day, and the rich keep this in mind. If you find it hard to concentrate, like I do sometimes, you can always use apps with audiobooks. Knowledge is useful regardless of the method of learning. Number 4. They're frugal. Many people look at the Kardashians with their iPhone 13 Pro Max, Ferraris, Christian Louboutins, and think, so this is what the rich do with their money. This is a false reality. When your income increases and you are driven by the urge to upgrade every little thing about your lifestyle, you are faced with a common trap that so many people fall into. There is no billionaire out there, self-made or otherwise, who would mindlessly decide to swap out their old things for a new shiny versions every few months. Wealthy people wear clothing from the dollar store and eat at regular restaurants. They live a very frugal life because they budget every little thing. Here's why. Living below one's means is the best way to increase one's bank balance. Now the hard part is that this concept is easier said than done. Looking through Instagram, you'll see a lot of people showing off their new Range Rovers and their $1,000 diamond bracelets. They hope they can sell you the dream reality. Little do they know that you are too smart to be lured by all this. You already know that they've most probably gone into debt to make themselves look rich. Number 5. They practice gratitude. Gratitude is the best attitude. If you like something, Give thanks and watch how much more of it you get into your life. You will always see a rich person take their time to thank people around them. This can be employees who helped finish the presentation, the chef who brought their food to the table, or the mechanic who looks after their car. There is this false notion that rich people are uptight and ungrateful, but this is not true. They understand the value of human relationships in their professional and personal life. On top of this, the rich also understand the power of their reputation. If everyone sees them as this angry person who blows up at everyone and everything, they know that they've lost over half the business deals before they are even presented to them. Reputation is the most important thing in the professional world. When you're going around and thanking all those around you for their work, sincerely of course, everyone will know that you're a compassionate person. You take the time to seek out those who do their job well or make your life easier, and for that, you stand out. Number 6. They practice discipline even in tough situations. Practicing discipline, even when you feel like nothing is going your way, is the key to success. The wealthy teach their kids from day one to focus on building discipline. Think of Usain Bolt. Even if there are so many who may be just as gifted as he is, he succeeded because of his discipline. Had a fight with his coach? Doesn't matter. He'll still show up to practice. It's going to rain within the next hour? Doesn't matter. He'll train someplace else. He always has a goal in mind and nothing gets in the way of that. Once the rich have a goal in mind, they get a tunnel vision. It doesn't matter how hard the road may be or how much work they'll have to do. Instead of focusing on motivation to make them work, they use their discipline to guide them to the top. Number 7. They get up early. To tell you the truth, when I was younger, I used to think that the rich would lay in bed all day, ring up their butlers for breakfast, and spend their time counting how many zeros they had in their bank accounts. Oh, how immature I was. It takes a lot of time and effort to build your empire and even more to maintain. The rich use every second to their advantage, waking up early before the rest of the world gives them more time to set the tone for the day. Some millionaires use these morning hours to meditate, work out, do some yoga. Others get straight to work. The bottom line is, they are up before everyone else because they know time is a precious commodity. Number 8. They are unafraid to invest in themselves. We all know about investing in the context of stocks and shares, and yes, of course, the rich do this. But the rich also invest in themselves, in their own personal growth. If you have a fixed income, you might find it hard to take some money out for yourself, but this is important if you want to succeed professionally. Not only do you need the money to invest in your own business ideas, but you also need the self-confidence to know your idea is a multi-million-dollar one. Investing in yourself means going to self-development classes, CEO management classes, or maybe even just going for a hair trim in the nicer part of town. The more money you spend on building yourself, your skills, and even your looks, the more confident you'll be in yourself. This confidence will ooze through you, and when you finally have that golden business idea, you will not only run after it, but you'll also be able to convince others to join you. Number 9. They continue to provide value. You need to stay relevant in business. Why do you think Apple, Microsoft, and so many other companies constantly reinvent themselves and come up with new products? They need to stay relevant with the contemporary market in order to sell. You need to do the same. How do you stay relevant? Constantly provide value to others. Value can mean different things in different scenarios. If you have a multi-million-dollar business, for example, you're constantly providing value to your investors financially. You may provide emotional value to your employees by taking into account their needs and doing your best to provide for them. If you run an app, you may constantly take note of what your users want and implement those ideas so that you keep your app running. You have to always take note of what those around you need and give it to them. Providing value keeps you relevant. Staying relevant keeps you successful. Number 10. They buy experiences and not things. Have you ever suffered from buyer's remorse? I know I have. I've walked into the store and bought something I've had my eyes on for months. Except, once I'm back home, it just doesn't feel as good as I thought it would. The excitement is gone, and I feel a bit let down. Did I even need to buy this? I find myself thinking. Material things should not bring you happiness. They can excite you for a moment, but they won't keep you happy for long. Experiences, on the other hand, are so much more rewarding. The rich have always known this. This is why you'll never see truly wealthy people wasting money on luxury and designer goods. Instead, they would go on vacations and outings with their loved ones. Aside from the great memories they hold on to, going to new places expands their minds. They have more stuff to learn about, and in turn, they're able to find more money-making opportunities. Experiences really do benefit us in all areas of our lives. So put aside your to-buy list and replace it with a to-do list instead. Number 11. They look after their health. The rich build small habits that help them maintain their physical and mental health. They always take time out for exercising, reading, meditation. All these things help them to stay and maintain themselves. They also ensure they have a healthy and balanced diet filled with fresh fruits and vegetables and good sources of protein. Health is wealth. You have to protect it at all costs. And number 12, they leave an inheritance for their children. There's no denying the fact that money makes life easy. I don't think any rich person will try and argue this, and because they are so aware of that, they ensure their children have the best chances to succeed in life as well. Leaving an inheritance acts as a cushion. While the children are still taught to learn from their own mistakes and experiences, with money, they aren't worried about their basic needs. But the even more important thing is that these children are also taught financial literacy. It's not that they are given the money to do whatever they please. They are told from day one that money is hard-earned and they need to value it. By the time the inheritance kicks in, the children know exactly what they'll do with it and how they can continue to grow their parents' businesses. This is how generational wealth is created. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't yet and make sure to give this video a thumbs up. With that said, have a great day and see you in the next one.